All right, going to start things off with Doug Smith from the Toronto Star.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good, Doug. How are you?
Congratulations on the win. I guess guys like Sam and Ish really did what they needed to do to show their worth or value, earn a job in that fourth quarter. You saw what you needed from them.
Yeah, I mean, they both played really good, right? There's no doubt, and Sam certainly got really hot there. It's going to make decisions tougher, I think, as we move forward here, Doug. We're going to have to, again, talk it over and think it through a little bit and see what we end up with.
Overall, though, what did you think about the guys who might have got extended minutes because of the five guys who didn't play?
Well, I was really happy with Malachi bouncing back again. He seems like he's been kind of, he's been really good and had a couple tough nights and really good. He bounced back. That's a sign of a competitive guy. I thought he obviously had a big fourth quarter there as well. So really happy for him. Good to see Goran. It's kind of what I was hoping to see out of Goran tonight, to get, run the show and look at his opportunities, look much more comfortable out there tonight, which is good. Just trying to figure out, put in a couple of his old sets that he's been used to running back in the day and trying to get him back in a groove. So it was okay. I think decent performance by us. Not a whole lot of anything to get too excited about, but at least we played fairly solidly.
Do you see Goran as a calming influence on a very young team because of his age and experience and the pace he plays at?
Yeah, he is. I was only chuckling because he was trying to calm him down in the locker room, letting him know it's only a preseason game a little bit. But yeah, I think so. Doug, I just think he's a good player. You know what I mean? He's a good, experienced player. He's tough. He can shoot the three, can run a team, understands what's going on out there. It's nice to have guys like that.
Great. Thanks so much. Safe trip back home.
Thanks, Doug.
Next question goes to Stephen Long from Sportsnet.
Hey, Nick, just on the topic of Goran, how important is he for the team kind of like here in the early goings of the season when you guys get going, like he is a veteran, he can kind of help calm you guys down, but also just like purely with so many with like kind of good players out, like how important is he just to kind of help the team kind of get his motor going?
Well, I think he's a good leader, Stephen, and even though he's been here a short time, he's still trying to figure out his way around Toronto and all that kind of stuff. But he is experienced. Like, I don't know how many years he's been in the league, but it's got to be, double digits. So opening night, he's been through it before, and again, he can be a safe pair of hands and a calming influence to some of those other guys as we move forward here.
And like I'm not sure if you noticed it, but like has he kind of established a relationship with Malachi, like kind of taking him under his wing, like the way Freddie has, giving him pointers, like in practice and whatnot?
Well, he's pretty vocal and like kind of guy in like timeouts. He makes sure that people understand what's going on, and he's not afraid to throw out some ideas as well. Again, things you would expect from a good player who's been around a long time. He's a really good guy. He's a great teammate. Specifically to answer your question, I'm not sure. I see him working with lots of guys, and giving them little tidbits here and there.
Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go next to Eric Corrine from The Athletic.
Hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good, Eric. How are you?
I'm all right. I remember when you guys traded for Mark in the championship year, you said the offense was basically give it to Mark and start cutting. How far are you away from telling the guys that regarding Scottie?
It's a good point. I think that time in both their careers, Eric, there's about 14 years separating them. But no, I mean, Scottie's good up there at the high post, right? I think they'll be, again, we're still learning a lot of these guys, and we're still learning what actions fit this team. I'm pretty happy with, I think, in the last 2 or 3 games, we've cleaned up the offense quite a bit from just, we're played just kind of push it and shoot it basketball, but we've cleaned it up quite a bit and seen a lot of different coverages and things like that. But I, he's a good top of the floor player. I think throwing him the ball up there or letting him bring the ball up the floor will certainly be in the package.
And how useful of an experience is it for him to guard a player like Beal, just because Bradley gets his looks off the ball largely, and there's so much movement off the ball. How useful of an experience is that for Scottie?
No, it's really good. I mean, he's guarded some really good players. He spent a lot of time on Tatum in Boston the other night, and obviously Beal tonight. I think it's important. We're trying to rep a lot of these things out, right? Just to see what it looks like and see how flexible and versatile a defender he is. And he looked pretty good. I mean, his again, I think his one-on-one and some of that stuff was more than adequate against a really good player. I don't think Beal was in a great frame of, playing that, he wasn't at his top form tonight, I wouldn't say, but I'm more concerned that when something else happens, like that, we continue to make the reads. There's still some, switching where two guys end up on the ball and nobody ends up on the guy. But more importantly, sometimes two guys end up with the other guy and the guy with the ball standing out there shooting it. That one, there's still some of those things. There's some kind of basic standard coverages that we need to execute a little better. But I think that part will come, having the feet and the want to and the desire and all that stuff to guard is really what we're looking at right now.
Appreciate it, Nick. Have a good night. Safe trip back.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
We've got time for one more question. I'm going to go to Aaron Rose from SI.com.
Hey, Nick. Congrats on wrapping up the preseason. You mentioned that the fourth quarter might have made things a little bit tougher for your decision making. It was just one fourth quarter, though, over the stretch of a little while. How much more difficult does one quarter in the grand scheme of things make?
Well, I think that there wasn't a whole lot of separation, Eric. I think that, there are guys there that have all done, pretty good job and worked really hard. And you could make a case for any of them. You really could. It's a difficult decision. There's not a whole lot of clear cut. It's going to be, what do we think we're going to do positionally, right? More than anything. But we'll kick it around and we'll figure it out over the next couple of days.
Good luck with that. Thank you.
Thank you.